All right, traders, we're off and running. Markets opened weak here this Thursday morning. Things are gapping down marginally, but gapping down nonetheless. Apple looks interesting here. Yes, looks like Apple's the one. I'm going to start shorting Apple. I want size this morning. I see things down across the board. I like Apple here because it's down under its areas of major resistance, price congestion, the overhead 20-period moving average, yesterday's closing price. I like its strong push to the downside initially. I'll let it wiggle around as much as it wants to under this area of resistance, but I do want size this morning. I love the way it's acting right off the open in a negative way this morning under all of these things. So I'm 5,500 shares short on Apple. That's not huge, but it's some decent size. I'm going to take a small position here in QCOM as well. Not quite the same as Apple, but let's give it a shot. Yield looks strong. Apple looks very interesting here. This is where my traders are taught to actually add to the position. This is what we call a GBI for short, which stands for a green bar ignored. Now, because I've got medium size on, I'm not going to add here, but my traders would be adding on this bar right here. All right, it's a green bar ignored, which should be a very strong sign that we're going to head lower. Facebook, new highs. I like this. Pullbacks are buyable. I'm going to go in a small position here. My sizable position is going to be Apple here. All right. So I'll take a little, I've got a little position in Facebook, a little position in QCOM, but Apple's my go-to stock is the one I'm going to really focus on this morning. Let's see if Facebook can pull back and give me an opportunity to build a little bit. Oh, look. Apple's dropping into my bids already. Now, I have pre-placed bids underneath the market to buy my Apple shares back. Now, I've done this in advance of the stock getting there. And as you can see, Apple has begun to push down into my pre-placed bids. Now, I want Apple's drop to be severe enough to actually get me out of all of my 5,500 shares. All right, that does not always happen, but if this push is strong enough, my first goal will be accomplished, which is to come completely out of my Apple, all 5,500 shares, come to Papa, with the idea of actually doing trade number 2, going back into Apple on a reaction back up toward its 200-period moving average. So let's see if I can get it. It's working. It's working. I've come down quite a bit already, but there are still orders. Come to Papa, come to Papa. Here we go. Are we going to get it? Yes. Mission accomplished. Great. Fantastic. Now, the push down is weak enough. Let me get a quick snapshot for the socials here. But the push down in Apple is strong enough, I should say, to warrant going back into the play. So I will start to now place orders. I want it to move into my sell orders to actually start getting short again as it moves up toward its resistance area around the red 200-period moving average. Now, a lot of people ask me and say, Oliver, why don't you just wait for Apple to get there? Number one, I don't know if it's actually going to get all the way to the 200-period moving average. And number two, that's not how you put size on. You can't just wait for a certain price and then go out there with size. You have to leg in and leg out of size. So as Apple gets closer and closer to that 200-period moving average area, I will get more short and more short and more short. Now, every time I get filled a batch, I throw more orders up above the market so that it continues to move into my orders. Now, I want size here. I want to try to get decent size on this rally for the secondary move to the downside. And as it approaches the 200, I'm going to really start picking up here. Yes, yes, yes. This is what I want. Now I'm up a little bit on Facebook. Let me get out of this. It's not even worth watching. Apple is where the action is. Now, I'm in 6,500 shares of Apple, a little bit more than my first run. Again, I'm always bigger if I can be on my secondary play. We're up against the 200. I've already pre-placed bids below the market in anticipation of its secondary move to the downside. And so let's hope we get that. But I'm in the queue early. This is the market maker style of trading. We place our orders ahead of the market. And I'm looking for it to break below 131.50, where I'm starting to bid in chunks and layers all the way down to slightly below 131.30. Here we go. We've already begun. Come to Papa, come to Papa. Apple, yes, it's penetrating, it's dropping, and we're almost there. Oh, yes, that's the beauty. Now, Apple's done. Let's finish this final open position here in QCOM, which doesn't excite me, to be honest with you. I gave it a shot. It looked a little bit like Apple, but it's a little sluggish. It's not really doing very much, and I will not give it a lot of room here. I will not give it a lot of room. It's either got to go right now for me, or it's just going to get eliminated. All right, it's not something that I'm going to spend a lot of time with. I do not jeopardize my dinner money. You guys know that. So let's see what it can do. Let's see if it can do something for me right away. I'm approaching my 25-minute, 30-minute time frame. I'm not going to go beyond 30 minutes today, this morning. So it's got to move for me now or never. You do it now or you get eliminated. I do not play around with my dinner money. So let's see what it's going to do. If it starts to tick up on me like it looks like it wants to do, I'm just going to start. I'm going to start liquidating QCOM, and yeah, I'm going to kill it. I'm going to kill it. Let's go. Let's get out of this. Done. Okay, traders, $2,800 within the first 30 minutes of trading. Listen, this is how we do it every single morning at iFundTraders.com. Ciao, but only for now. Yes.